Chapter 9, Section 1. What determines wages? The first thing you should ask yourself as a young hustler is what determines how much I get my bread up? You will be enlightened after this crash course on Chapter 9. How much your labor costin'? Because that's gonna determine the wage rate. See here, the wage rate demand curve is sloping downward, but also directly inversely related to the supply of labor. What makes your grind less valuable than other grinds? Why are some people getting their bread up with less work, while you're steady chasing, posted at the minimum wage? Different types of work have different demands, meaning some jobs pay more than others. There is a greater scarcity for jobs that are higher paying, making more demand for those jobs, while the supply of labor goes down. Next, different jobs come with different benefits. Although you need to make those money moves, always look for ways to get your clout up. Stick it to the man, get those benefits. After all, you know what they say, honey is the only thing valued in the workplace, if you know what I mean. Ask yourself this: do you want the first or the 43rd pick in the NFL draft? The answer is, you don't want to be in the NFL at all. Next, derived demand is a demand that is the result of another demand. For example, when cars had started to become mass-produced, that means the demand for gas to go up. Furthermore, if demand for a product goes up, you can bet that wage will go up as well. This is true for all mini markets that have niches with their own supply and demand culture. Well, how much do I, as a high schooler, get paid? That's a good question. Most high schoolers are making minimum wage because the demand for their unexperienced labor is low. High schoolers looking for a job is very common in America. When an employer had to hire a new employee, they lose 2 employees worth of revenue because your productivity is so low, plus the other worker who must train you making no money for the company. It all comes down to quick maths. Some people be lazy scamming out the mansion, making racks on racks while you are still flipping the egg muffins at the McDonald's on Conga and 10th Street. It all boils down to this: some labor might be worth more than others, although it may be less physically demanding. Likewise, some easier jobs have lots of people willing to do them, supply, so there's less of a demand and the wage is lower because of this. If this confuses you, no worries. Here is an example to put this into context for you. Rich the kid here most recently purchased a house in Calabasas. He is now dripping because of his high-quality job and the low supply of quality musicians. The next important thing is money wages versus real wages. Money wages are how much you get paid and the standard pay for various niches in work. A real wage, however, is the actual payment and cost of a service or job that you perform. Not the financial benefit, but the lessons and skills gained if money were to all of a sudden become obsolete. Here is an example. If you are paid by the hour, you are paid a nominal wage, which is simply the amount of money that you earn per hour of labor. If you earn $20 per hour, your nominal wage is $20. However, Nominal wage really doesn't tell you what your purchasing power is because nominal wage isn't adjusted for inflation, which is a rise in the general price level. Your real wage, on the other hand, takes inflation into account. An increase in real wages occurs when wages rise more quickly than inflation. On the other hand, if real wages rise more slowly than inflation, then your real wages, your purchasing power, has declined. Lastly, there was a huge need for unions to provide companies taking advantage of workers. It was basically a beta protective service to hold back the achievements of alphas in the work. There were many strikes, movements, and acts made to correct the mistreatment of women, children, and men in the labor system. Regulations after the many moments have put many restrictions on businesses modern day which has unintentionally damaged the economy little by little. Child labor laws and others like it are essential. However, some would argue that all the harsher restrictions need to be placed onto businesses because the benefits outweigh the cost. Thank you for watching our crash course on Chapter 9. I hope you learned some valuable information.